here we are at the end, finally, of this epic saga. Halloween Ends seems to be very much about trauma and how that can affect people long after the events. And Alison's lost both her parents and her boyfriend, but it hasn't broken her. Where is she at when we meet her 4 years later?
When you meet her 4 years later, she seems relatively well adjusted, but like any traumatic event, it lives in your body, it lives right under the surface. It's ready to kind of peek out and rear its ugly head at any moment, depending on what can trigger it. And especially coming up on an anniversary of the massacre of 2018, you're peeking into a very specific moment in this young person's life and kind of watching in real time those cracks in this otherwise seemingly poised survivor's facade.
It's nice that she's sort of opening herself up to love again, but she's drawn to this complicated character in Corey. What does she see in Corey?
Corey and Allison, to me, they're kindred spirits. They're ostracized by Haddonfield in two completely separate ways, where Allison's put on a pedestal, looked at as this kind of heroic survivor, and Corey is kind of the pariah of the town that should be feared and condemned. And they both, at the core, are two people that experienced incredibly traumatic events, and everyone else is so quick to judge and label it and extrapolate their pain and tell them what it is that they're feeling or what they're going through. And the only person that actually gets it are the two of them. So there's a candor to their communication and being able to just speak openly about what's going on without fear of judgment and kind of speak candidly and bluntly. It's also two very broken people just trying to be happy.
What is it that Alison's really looking for?
To wake up every day and put one foot in front of the other, and it would be nice to do it not alone.
Yeah. I got a sense of freedom as well, that she just wants freedom from the trauma and the fear. Would you say that's
everyone
accurate?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, that's what you'd hope always with, I feel like, when you go through something traumatic. However, it's also something that's always going to live in you. And the sooner you kind of accept it and you're able to move forward with it being a part of you, as opposed to just releasing it entirely, because you can't. You can't just pretend like it never happened. It is part of your story.
With everything going on in the first two films, it's actually strange to realize that you haven't actually worked with Jamie Lee Curtis one-on-one so much during those films.
No, not at all.
How did you two dive deeper into Alison and Laurie's relationship this time?
We had a lot of time for rehearsal and a lot of time in between filming Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends that we were able to just kind of talk and get to know one another. And those few days down in Savannah before we started filming were invaluable, being able to just kind of sit one-on-one in those late nights in between setups and being able to just talk as people. And we really crafted the relationship together, and Allison's always been kind of a mirror to Laurie. That's part of the reason they get along so well. It's also part of the reason they butt heads so strongly. But it was a dream come true getting to work with her in the capacity that I was able to in this film, because like you said, it's wild. I've done 3 movies with her, and really in the first and second film I didn't get to work with her that closely. So it was really special.
Yeah, there's a really beautiful two-hander going on between you two in this film that's just really enjoyable to watch. And you've said if you could have one scene partner for the rest of your life, it would be Jamie. Why is that? I feel like that's an obvious question, but tell me anyway.
She's incredibly generous. I've never met someone that's just so present and available. And I remember the first scene I ever did with Jamie was the dinner scene from 2018, where she comes to dinner and Laurie is a little drunk and Michael was just transferred, and it's a big ensemble scene. There's 5 cast in that scene, and Jamie brought that energy and that intensity to every single take and every single shot. And whether it was her coverage or not, I mean, she was giving you everything she had when the camera was nowhere near her, and you don't always get that. And she just is an incredibly giving person.
To wrap up, the stakes are higher than ever in this film. Without spoiling anything, what can fans expect from the big finale?
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
You're not going to see this coming.
That's it.
And so enjoy the ride and be open-minded and be ready to have fun.
Thank you so much for your time today, Andy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.